Okay, right now we're going to figure out how to find the greatest common factor and the lowest common multiple, or LCM. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to have two numbers. Let's say 3, 24, and 100. Alright, so in order to do it, we need to do prime factorization of both these numbers. So I'm going to start with 324. So I know that 324 is an even number, so it's going to be divided by 2. Alright, and that's going to be 1. And then I'll go to my calculator. And I will go 324 divided by 2 equals 162. Okay, and I know that 162 is even, so I'm going to continue with this. My 81. Then I know that 81 is divisible by 3, which is going to give me 27. 27 is divisible by 3. And I end up with 9, and then 3, and then 3. So 324 is equal to 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for 100. I always try to start with 2 if I can, because that's the lowest prime number. Now in this case 25, I can't use 2, but I know my 5 times tables, so that works out there. Okay, so then 100 is equal to 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. Okay, then I'm going to look for common. So I can see that they have a 2 in common, and they have another 2 in common, but there are no other common numbers in that chain. Okay?
Please excuse the interruption.
So, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Venn diagram.
Students for photos in the gym. Then students with last names O through Z. O, P, Q, R, S,
P is going to be this middle section.
O through Z, all remaining grade 9 students for their photos in the gym. Thank you.
Highlight this. Alright, and then I know that there's a 2 and 2 in common, so I'm going to write my 2 in the middle. I know that there's another 2 in common, so I'm going to write my 2 in the middle. Then I'm going to simply add the uncommon ones in. So if this is 324 and this is 100, the 3, the 3, the 3, and the 3 go in this, and the 5 and the 5 go under 100. Okay, then I'm going to multiply the GCF is equal to 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. Therefore, the GCF of 324 and 100, I should put and, 100 is 4. Alright, and that means that both those numbers can be divided by 4 evenly, and that's the highest number that you can divide into both numbers. Okay, so that's the highest number you can divide into both those numbers. Alright, now for the LCM, you can simply multiply all of the numbers in the Venn diagram. So if I do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5, and I multiply all that together, alright, so 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5 equals 8,100. Alright, therefore, the lowest common multiple of 324 and 100 is 8,100 and 8,100. This means that each of these numbers can be multiplied by another number to get this number, and they have that number in common. So if you were to list all of the multiples of 324 and 100, eventually in your list you would find in both lists this number. So if we started to multiply 324 by 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8, and so on, and then we did the same thing with 100, eventually this number would appear in both lists. Okay? Now that would be the lowest one. Alright? Now there could be a higher one, but they would have to keep multiplying. Okay? So therefore, this is how you find the greatest common factor and the lowest common multiple.